Kevin, does it look like that they're going to be able to get to that 55,000 units this year?
Yeah, and the numbers that they had talked about was a lot of that 55,000 units was backloaded to the second half of the year. So they talked about 60-40 split first half versus second half. So really what's going to wind up happening, and the first quarter number that they reported in terms of deliveries of 10,000 units was a record, which means they'll wind up posting a record for the second quarter if they'll hit the number, and then probably subsequently records in the third quarter and the fourth quarter to be able to get to that 55,000 unit goal for the year.
But what about the Model X? Because we know that they are going to be launching that this year, but we've heard very little about it so far this year, Kevin.
Right, and there's, of the 55,000 units, there's 5,000 Model X units baked into that forecast with the expectation that production or sales or deliveries would start happening in the third quarter. My opinion is that another delay in the Model X may have a slight impact on the stock in the short term, but I don't think it's that much of a motivator. I think eventually you'll get Model X and delay it and have it be the right product at the right time. I think that will get absorbed right back up, and the company would be right back on track.
And what about this whole battery announcement last week, right? I mean, it was so heavily reported, heavily covered. Do you expect that we're going to see a lot of questions around the battery during the call today?
It's possible there's battery questions. I think, though, when you look at Tesla and the way they report, it's a lot more near term. I think you'll get a little bit color on the second quarter. Hopefully some quarter on the full year. But beyond that, I'm not sure that's the way investors and analysts are thinking about the stock. It's really about, are you going to hit this first half of the year number based on the numbers you've put out for the second quarter, and then that 55,000 unit full year number is really what's important. The other businesses, while longer term and the Gigafactory and all that other stuff plays into it, I think in the near term it's not as much of a factor.
Okay, and anything else that you think we should be watching out for with Tesla and the numbers?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we've seen in terms of what we call alternative drivetrain vehicles, with gasoline prices, especially in the U.S., being reasonably low, we've seen things like hybrids and plug-in hybrids not doing very well. The EV segment actually has done pretty well, especially in April, and I think part of the reason there is that the technology is much more advanced than those other drivetrain solutions, and what you're getting is that segment, the electric vehicle segment, is not just about a dollar-to-dollar comparison to any other class. It really stands on its own, saying this is the next technology and this is where the future is. So buyers aren't just making a dollar-to-dollar comparison.
All right. Kevin, thank you so much for going through those numbers that are coming out after the bell. Kevin Tynan of Bloomberg Intelligence.